So I am at my client's house. I'm doing meal prep. I typically come like once every couple of weeks and I make their meals for the week. They're low carb-ish, kind of keto, with quite a few food sensitivities. So I am making them a turkey lasagna. I'm using the Egg Life egg wraps, and then we're using buff ricotta and buff mozzarella. This is a sensitive sauce. There's no added sugar to it, so it's relatively low carb. This is only 5 grams, which is not bad at all of carbs. And then we're doing goat cheese. I've already got my dish set up. I'm about to mix the ricotta cheese with the eggs, and then I am going to layer it. All right, so I am getting ready to layer the lasagna. I put a layer of meat sauce on the bottom. I put 2 of the egg wraps, and then I put the meat mixture. I am also going to use this Provençal blend basil and garlic sauce veggies. It has yellow bell peppers, zucchini, red bell peppers, tomatoes, and grilled eggplant. This is pretty, sorry, I'm making a mess. This is pretty low carb as well. You got 11 grams of carbs with 2 grams of fiber, so 9 net carbs for a cup. I'll probably use 1 cup for the whole lasagna. So I'm going to start layering. I'm going to do another layer of the egg white wraps, and then I'm going to add the ricotta cheese, a little bit of sauce, and a little bit of the sauce, and then some of the buff mozzarella cheese. I'll do that layer and then show you what it looks like. So this is the final layer. I took the meat, I took the fresh mozzarella cheese, I took the goat cheese, the meat, the red sauce, and then I sprinkled a little bit more of Italian seasoning on it. I'm gonna put it in the oven. You can see this is how thick the dish is. So we've got 3 layers. And again, this is low carb. I don't calculate carbs and calories, but this is definitely a healthy version of a lasagna. You can omit the vegetables and make it carnivore, omit the red sauce and replace it with a white sauce, and then that would be completely carnivore. I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 375, cook it for probably about 30 minutes, and then look at it and see how it's doing, and then I'll brown the top under the broil after that. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So now I'm making some low carb enchiladas. This is a lamb meat mixed with a little bit of peach salsa. The lamb and the peach complement each other really nicely, and it has some cauliflower rice and just some green peppers and onions, and then some cumin, salt, pepper, and a little bit of taco seasoning. I know it sounds gross, but the flavors really complement each other, and it tastes really good with the goat cheese and the salsa verde sauce. And my egg wraps, I'm using this for the enchilada sauce, and you can see it's pretty low carb, 1 gram per 2 tablespoons. And then again, I'm going to use the goat cheese. So I'm just going to layer them all up and then put them in this baking dish, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to pop it in the oven. It's probably only going to cook for like 15 minutes. I don't want to overcook it because they do have to reheat their meals, and you don't want it to be too done. So I'll pop it in there for like 5 to 10 minutes just so the flavors can melt a little bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I pull it out. So I'm almost done food prepping. I've been here since 4. It's almost 6 now, so I'm going to show you what I made. This is meatloaf, turkey meatloaf with some cauliflower mashed potatoes. It has a little bit of butternut squash in there, just to give it a little extra texture and flavor. This is beef broth, and I used cauliflower flour to thicken it. So all this is very low carb, very filling. You can omit the cauliflower mash and then just eat the meatloaf, and then you have carnivore. Over here I have my version of white bean chicken chili. For the beans, they're the lupini beans, which are very low in carb. Then it's chicken, and I just made savory chicken broth. So the key to get flavor is just make sure your broths and sauces are just really flavorful, really seasoned. So it's just chicken, the lupini beans, a little bit of carrots, celery, and onions. I'm going to season with some cumin, and it also has a little bit of green chilies in here, and salt and pepper. I made keto Swedish meatballs. These are just turkey meatballs. Again, I made the gravy with beef broth, and then the cauliflower flour. There's also a little bit of full fat dairy in here as well to make it a little bit more rich. This is beef stir fry. It has some sirloin strip steak. This is a little bit higher in carb, but the sauce has no sugar. It's just like soy sauce, amino acids, so just naturally occurring sugars, a little bit of sesame oil, and then just some mixed veggies. This is a little bit higher carb, I would say, but still a good healthy version. It's healthier than eating out or going to get Chinese food. So if you want Chinese food, this is definitely a good option. I just took some fresh mixed veggies out of the refrigerator section at Whole Foods. They always have a stir-fried medley. I just grabbed that. Again, I added sirloin, and then I just whipped up the sauce with some sesame oil, some soy sauce, a little bit of tamari, and then coconut aminos, and that's literally all it is, and then just salt and pepper taste. Here's a whole chicken that I made. I just threw some bone broth in there with some root vegetables. Again, not super low carb, but definitely hearty and filling. And you can make it work. You can make any kind of veggies fit into your lifestyle. You just don't eat as much. This is the enchiladas I made. I'm gonna let those cool down before I try to split them apart and put them in individual serving dishes. And then I made some pot roast right here and fried green beans. Typically I'll add bacon and onions in my fried green beans when I make them, but they don't really eat pork, so I didn't add any bacon in there. So this is just a roast beef and that I cooked in the oven for about 4.5 hours on low, and it just cooked in its own broth, and then I thickened it with the cauliflower flour, and then I just fried the green beans in some butter and put salt and pepper and garlic. Here's the final meals. We've got baked chicken with broccoli and some root vegetables, and then I just threw the broth in there, so when I reheat it, it's not super dry. It is a little undercooked, like I said, because they do need to reheat, and you don't want dry, unpalatable food. So this is everything I made. It took me a little over 2.5 hours. And I've got all of this. And then I got the lasagna. It cooled down enough, so I threw it in the fridge so it can congeal, so I can like scoop it out and it's nice and uniform and not falling apart. And then my least favorite part is all of the dishes. I'm a mess when it comes to like cooking. It's like I'm a tornado. I literally just get in the zone and just try to get everything done at once, and in the process I make a gigantic mess. So now it's time to clean up. Thanks for joining me. If you would like recipes for these products, for these meals, just let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with fellow people that are trying to eat low carb or keto or carnivore, and show them it's really easy to do meal prep, but all it takes is a couple hours. And thanks for tuning in. Oh, you guys didn't meet my other sous chef. He's the fill-in for Mixa. This is Buster, and he's always below my feet, hoping that I drop some food for him. So thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.